An attractively laid out garden is one thing, but if it's also lit tastefully and effectively, it's certain to be shown off to the best of its advantage. It all boils down to having the lighting that suits best the corners of the garden. A low voltage system is ideal for this, since lights can be easily installed anywhere in the garden. Unfortunately, garden lighting was not taken into account when this landscape garden was first laid out. Now, it would be an awful shame if Roger had to dig up parts of the garden again to lay power cables. Fortunately, with a low voltage network, this won't be necessary, and he can install connectors to his heart's content wherever he wants. The system is very simple. Every lamp comes with a 2-meter long cable and plug which connects to a main cable via a splash-proof junction box. This means you don't even need any equipment to connect everything. The lamps operate on 12 volts, so you'll need a transformer to convert the mains voltage from 230 volts to the lower safe voltage. The overall wattage of the chosen lighting also determines which transformer is most suitable, one of 21, 60 or 150 watts. If you're thinking of additional lighting at a later stage, you should opt for sufficiently high wattage at this point. Roger ensures there's an extra exterior socket for the transformer. It's essential to check the IP code at this point. The figure 44 stands for splash-proof, which is a minimum requirement for outdoors. The cover should also be set on a porous base. From there, Roger then leads the main cable off to the various connectors. To make sure there won't be any unpleasant surprises in store, Roger lays out the whole network in the garden, with the lamps positioned where they are to be fitted. This will tell him whether he has sufficient cable before final installation of the lights. It will also help him to see exactly where the connectors on the main cable have to be. Roger adds extra wiring along the edge of the terrace and on the terrace itself for the freestanding lamps and table lamp for additional atmospheric lighting. Once everything is as he wants it to be, he can connect each lamp to the main cable. He doesn't even need any tools to do this. A simple turn of the self-locking connector and the whole system is connected and splash-proof. The entire garden lighting circuit draws only 12 volts from the transformer, making it a low-voltage system. This is why it's so safe and easy to install. You don't even need to bury the cables. All you need to do is cover up both the main cable from the transformer and the cables to the lamps. This can be done alongside the terrace by cutting away a little grass with a spade. Elsewhere, Roger can simply conceal the cable under some ground cover. And where he has to go across the lawn, a stab of the spade is again all that's needed to spirit away the cable. Where the cable has to run across an expanse of pebbles or stones, Roger is best advised to use protective tubing. Once the freestanding lamps are assembled, Roger sets them in place. He secures them in the ground with a supplied stake in borders, alongside garden paths, or in the lawn. However, for installation on his terrace, for example, he can screw them into any hard base using the plugs and stainless steel screws provided. Suitable fittings can also be obtained for specific purposes, from atmospheric uplighters and pathway lighting for incorporation in the brick-paved terrace and garden path, to directional spots for illuminating details, wall lighting against a fence, wall or pergola and underwater lighting. The latter can be recognized by the IP68 logo and can therefore be used permanently underwater, for example in a garden pond. All the MR16 halogen lamps can be replaced by LED and power LED. These consume a lot less power and nonetheless provide sufficient light output to highlight details in the garden. For every corner of the garden there's a specific lamp that operates on this low voltage network. Fortunately, the network can easily be extended, which means additional low voltage uplighters can be incorporated in the extra little terrace that I'm planning to lay here. Roger wants to build an outdoor sauna here later on, so he'll need to lay an extra piece of terrace. He digs up the surface area for the terrace as deep as is needed for a stabilizing layer of 15 centimeters and the thickness of the paving stones. Where Roger wants to incorporate uplighters, he's made suitable holes of the correct diameter in the paving stones. Concealing the wiring is no problem at all, since he simply threads them through under the paving stone. Roger can already connect the extra uplighters to the low voltage circuit he has just installed. Now the new terrace is wholly integrated into the rest of the garden. With a few more floor lamps on the terrace, Roger also creates the perfect atmosphere here for pleasant summer evenings. These floor lamps operate on low voltage too, and are therefore perfectly compatible with the rest of the garden lighting. He can also secure them to the terrace, one by one.